Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Russ, the Maverick Pharmacist, Functional Medicine Health Coach. Thank you for being here. I know how precious time is, so I am honored that you're giving me some of yours today. Today, I'm going to talk about simple and sustainable strategies you can do to get the body you want. Whether you want to lose that extra weight, increase your energy, stop being in constant pain, or whatever else your health goal is. You want to make sure that you're doing the right thing and you want it to be a permanent solution, right? There's no point going through the bother if one, it's not even going to work, and two, it's not going to last. You want to fix things and have them stay that way so that you don't have to worry about them ever again, right? I've been helping people do just that for many years now. I took another year and a half of training in functional medicine on top of my pharmacy degree so I could really be effective in helping people. For those of you that don't know, functional medicine is figuring out the underlying reason of why you're not feeling 100%, and then I help you fix that, which is infinitely more effective than the Band-Aid solution of standard medicine. Here's the thing. We have been so woefully misinformed our entire lives about what is healthy and what isn't, that even if you make the effort, you're probably doing the wrong things. And I've boiled it down to 5 principles that most people aren't getting right, and that's what I'm going to go over with you today. So you'll get some tips you can use right away so you can start feeling better today, as well as how you can incorporate all of them into your life. Okay, so let's get started then. So why I'm doing this is because most people are dealing with issues that are interfering with their lives. Either the never-ending weight loss battle, I mean, just think about how much time and effort you've put into that throughout your life, right? This is by far the most common issue that I deal with. Or maybe exhaustion. This one runs a very close second. It could be either all day long, or it might just hit you at certain points during the day. Either way, super annoying. Or maybe you're in constant pain. I mean, that just sucks the life out of you. Or how about the crummy sleep, right? Not being able to get to sleep, or waking up in the middle of the night for no particular reason, and then falling back asleep half hour before it's time to get up. Been there, done that. And whatever else is going on with you. I'm not going to go through them all. You know what you're dealing with, right? And what's frustrating is that you might be doing all the right things, but it's still not getting any better. And even worse, the right things keep changing, so now you don't even know what you're supposed to do anymore, right? Or my favorite is when you're chatting with your friends or you go to the doctor who tells you that there's nothing wrong or that it's just a normal part of aging. So your first lesson of the night is there's nothing normal about feeling crappy, okay? What is normal is to feel fabulous, have excellent health right through old age, right up until you die. So don't let anybody blame your health problems on getting older, because that's just a crock, okay? And I know this because I've already been there. My issues started when I was quite young, actually. Just a few years after my second child was born, and I was just so tired all the time. Of course, I just chalked it up to having 2 young kids, but it just kept getting worse and worse. And of course, added to that, not only did my pregnancy weight not go away, I was getting 2 or 3 pounds heavier every year. Pretty soon found myself 30 plus pounds overweight, right? And I also had pretty serious knee pain at that time that was getting alarmingly worse to the point of severe throbbing all day long. I was needing anti-inflammatories and painkillers daily, right? And then fast forward a little bit, I started having the sleep problems where I was waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning for no particular reason, super frustrating. And I also started having some of what you call those typical women's hormonal issues, including PMS and mood swings, which I had never had before. So that was just a ton of fun for the whole family, let me tell you. And I was doing all of the right things. And all the tests from the doctor came back normal, right? So I was shocked and I felt ripped off, to be honest. These kind of things are only supposed to happen to people that don't take care of themselves, right? And what really freaked me out is that I had seen my situation enough times in the pharmacy to know where this was heading. So being the geeky scientist type that I am, I started doing a whole bunch of research to figure out how I was going to stop this. And let me tell you, I learned a whole bunch of things that they don't teach you in pharmacy or medical school for that matter. And once I started applying what I learned, literally within a couple of months, my knee pain totally gone, 100%, no painkillers required, right? And it was just a few short months after that that everything else cleared up. All of those things that I was talking about, the weight, the mood swings, all of that stuff cleared up. I'm sleeping through the night. I don't get sick anymore, which is a total bonus, totally unheard of in the pharmacy. I have tons of energy and I just feel fabulous, right? So yay me. Why am I telling you this? First of all, I want you to recognize yourself in these common symptoms so that you realize that you actually do need to make some changes. Because it happens so gradually, you don't even recognize it, and then it becomes your new normal, right? I mean, my stuff came on over many years, and if you'd asked me back then, I would have said I was the healthiest person I knew. A little bit of knee pain, whatever, right? It wasn't until I look back and compare it to how I'm feeling now that I realized what a mess I really was, you know? But I also want you to realize that it's totally doable to get past this. It's not rocket science. You just need to know the right things to do. But unfortunately, like I said at the beginning, we've been so misinformed about what's healthy. Most people don't even know where to start. And I've basically boiled it down to 5 main principles that people aren't getting right. First, I'm going to tell you what they are, and then I'll finish with how to incorporate them into your life, which is really the most important point anyway. So be sure and stick around for that. So first thing you need to get right is your diet. And I'm sure this is of no surprise to anyone, but do you know what that healthy diet's supposed to be? It's not what we've been told all of our lives, and it's not even what we're being told now, okay? First of all, one of the problems is that they're just too extreme, right? It's not realistic to live in our society and actually eat that way indefinitely. You need to make permanent changes that are realistically going to fit into your life so that you deal with it once and never have to worry about it again. I mean, think about it. It took a lifetime of poor choices to get your body where it is. You're not going to fix it all within a month or two, right? Diets are also usually based on unbalanced nutrition. They usually focus on eliminating entire groups like fats or carbs or whatever. But guess what? Your body needs those things, In fact, here's a tip for you to start using today, because I know lots of people are still doing this. Stop eating that no fat, low fat stuff. Okay, they all they do is take the fats out of there and they replace it with sugar and a whole bunch of other chemicals that are way worse for you. So you're much better off with the fats, really. Trust me. But probably the most important reason that diets don't work is because they don't take into account the way your body reacts to the foods that you eat. Okay, so the way we were all raised eating the typical standard diet, including the Canada Food Guide or whatever that is, here's what happens when you eat this way. First of all, it's extremely inflammatory. And if you don't already know, inflammation is the underlying cause of pretty much every issue. It causes all kinds of problems with how your bowels function. And you may not think that's a really big deal, but your gut function affects everything, and it's often the underlying reason for your issues. It's also the cause of type 2 diabetes, literally the direct cause, okay? And it sucks the energy out of you. That's why you're ready for a nap at like 3 in the afternoon, right? It also makes your body store fat. And that's why I find it ridiculous that other diet programs don't take this into account. Because how are you going to have any kind of success when you end up with this hormone that's running around your body saying store fat, because that's what happens, right? And the food choices you make actually cause your cravings and make you hungrier. Okay, so all of those people that call themselves emotional eaters or who think they don't have willpower, they're just having a normal response to the food choices. And one of my clients was a confessed craving junkie. And it was quite bad, actually. And when I told him that changing his food choices would eliminate his cravings completely, he looked at me like I was completely crazy. Okay, and I think the only reason he did it actually was just to prove me wrong, to be honest. But sure enough, by the end of the week, his cravings completely gone. His energy was up. I think he'd lost 20 something pounds by that time already, right? I mean, he had a lot to lose, don't get me wrong. But so he kept that up. 3 months later, he was down 70 something pounds and had said he had more energy than he'd had since he was a teen, right? And I ran into him actually just a few months ago, and that was probably about 7 or 8 years ago. Anyways, he's kept it off, and so it really makes that much of a difference. I should add he was also able to stop his blood pressure and cholesterol medication too, right? The thing is, though, it requires relearning what foods are actually healthy, okay? Because we have people eating all this food that they think is healthy, that they really should be avoiding, and avoiding all this food that they think is bad for them, that they really should be eating more of. Okay, so it takes a lot of education to know what foods you need to minimize in your diet, and that is the first thing that I teach my clients. Okay, moving on to the second strategy, and that is nutrition, which is not what I was just talking about. When I'm talking nutrition, I'm talking about having the proper amounts of nutrients inside of your cells so that your body can function the way it's supposed to. Because when that happens, your body's able to repair and heal itself. And trust me, does a way better job than any medication I could possibly give you. Okay? So first, let's talk about what we've been told all our lives and what most people believe, right? You eat the healthy, balanced diet and you're going to be great, right? That's what I was told in pharmacy, you know? So, how's everybody doing with that, right? Everybody eating that perfect diet 24/7, right? Of course not. And here's a sad statistic for you. 97% of the population doesn't even get the recommended daily amounts of nutrients. And the worst part of that statistic is that the RDA levels are already hopelessly inadequate. They were actually developed by the US Army during World War II to see how little they could get away with feeding their soldiers. And so somehow that minimum amount became the recommended amount. You need optimal amounts of nutrients. And that's a huge difference from the RDA, right? And this is just a few examples of the huge difference between the RDA levels and the optimal levels. And so remember that 97% of the population isn't getting the RDA levels. So guess how many are getting the optimal levels? And it's actually 0. And that's actually because it is now physically impossible to get all of the nutrients that you need just from the foods that you eat. Tons of reasons for that I'm not going to go into today. It just is, okay? And so even if you're eating the perfect diet 24/7, you're not going to get those nutrients. They've actually done the calculations, and you'd need to eat 22,000 calories a day to get all those nutrients into your body. So obviously that's not going to happen. First of all, it costs you a fortune, and second, you'd be obese, which would be its own issue, right? So it means that high quality supplements become absolutely necessary to have excellent health, okay? And I do stress the word high quality though, because what most people also don't know is that you can't just mosey into the store and pick up some supplements. If you do that, you're going to be woefully disappointed. Okay, as a pharmacist, I need to tell you that the supplements you're buying in a store, doesn't matter what store, what brand of supplement, health food, otherwise, they're almost useless. Okay, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to go into why that is tonight. You just need to trust me on this one, okay? And let me tell you, I was as shocked as you are to find that out. It took me a ton of research on my part to find some high quality supplements. There's literally less than 5 companies doing it properly here in Canada. So one of the things I do is help people get on a supplement regimen that actually makes a difference to their health. Because even just doing that can make a huge difference. I actually had a client with fibromyalgia, and her life consisted of waking up in the morning, walking down the stairs, And all she could do was just hang out on the couch all day long so that she would have enough energy to cook supper for her family and get back up the stairs to go to bed. If she did any more than that, she was basically done for days, right? And all I did was get her on a supplement regimen to get the optimal amounts of nutrients into her. And she was literally running up and down the stairs just a few weeks later. And just because she could, it was just exciting for her. And so it was a dramatic, life-changing difference for her, just being able to play with her kids and just getting her life back. So optimal nutrition isn't just theoretical. It makes a huge difference, and I've watched it more than once. So third strategy is exercise. Yay! I know everybody was hoping not. That's everyone's least exciting thing to do, right? But unfortunately, it is true. Tons of reasons you need to exercise. The least being is the burning calories. But really the most important is the metabolic changes that happen when you exercise. The amount of calories you're burning, totally insignificant. So you can stop looking at the little calorie burner thing on your treadmill or whatever. Exercise stimulates a whole bunch of hormones that are responsible for keeping us in good health and at a healthy weight. And different types of exercise stimulate different hormones, so you need to do the right ones at the right times to get the results you're looking for. And just so you know, it's not the long, slow cardio exercise that you think it is. That not only wastes your time, but it actually makes your health worse. Seriously. So the fourth thing you need to get right is stress management and restful sleep. So yes, there are health consequences when that doesn't happen. And there are a ton of stressors that we're exposed to, more than what you would think. Most people think, emotional stuff and work and pressure and that kind of stuff, right? But there's lots of physical stressors as well, including the chronic crappy diet I was just talking about. But anyway, the thing is, sometimes you're not even aware of the fact that your body is under stress, right? For one thing, we're so used to the busy lifestyles we've created for ourselves that we don't even realize that our body is viewing it as stress. Unfortunately, I'm seeing so much of this lately. Fifth strategy is to have balanced hormones. Okay, and that's another problem I see a lot of now. And I'm not just talking estrogen, testosterone, menopause kind of stuff, right? There is a whole bunch of other hormones in your body, and they all affect each other. So when one gets thrown off, it throws the other one off, throws the other one off, and then it just becomes this big, messy cycle of nastiness, okay? And the hormones are way too complex to get into, so this is just some of the symptoms you might have if your hormones are out of balance. And honestly, the reason health problems tend to start in middle age is that natural decrease in the hormone level just becomes the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay, and the difficulty of diagnosing and treating these last two strategies that I was talking about, the stress and the hormone balancing, is that it requires looking at all of your symptoms and how they relate. Okay, the frustrating part I've seen for lots of my clients is that they go into their doctor with their symptoms and the doctor sends them for all the lab tests, which all come back normal, right? So the doctor says, hey, you're fine. And meanwhile, they're still feeling like crap and they know they're not fine, right? So you need someone who can look at the whole picture. Okay, so those are the 5 things. The only thing stopping you from feeling amazing is knowing what you need to change and how to do that. Okay, without that, you just keep plugging along, trying different things and not getting the results that you want. And that's why I decided to start health coaching. I saw how much people were struggling to do the right things and still not getting any results. Once I started working with people, the results they got were literally life-changing. And honestly, I've helped more people in the last few years by doing this than I have in my entire 20 plus years as a pharmacist, which is, really sad to say, but unfortunately the way our medical system is. So tonight I just wanted to tell you about my home study program. And this is how you find out exactly what you need to do and how to fit it into your busy life. It's specifically designed for people that have very little time and money. Functional medicine is usually very individualized because the underlying problem for one person can be completely different than it is for somebody else, even if your symptoms are the same. So that being said, there are many basic principles that apply to everyone that most people aren't getting right because we've been so misinformed our entire lives about what's actually healthy and what isn't. And those can actually be taught and implemented quite easily in a self-study course. So the home study program is called the High Five program, and it's an online self-paced program that not only teaches you the right things you need to do to have lots of energy, lose the weight permanently, and fix whatever the heck else is interfering with your life health-wise, but it also shows you exactly how to implement the strategies into your life, no matter how busy you are. And that's the important thing, right? Everybody kind of sort of knows what they maybe should be doing, but not doing it, right? And how to do it. The information presented in video format that you watch right from the comfort of your own home. So, and you can also get the audio only file that's available with it, comes right with it, in case you prefer to download it and learn in the car on your commute. That's what I do. You get the detailed information of the 5 principles I just discussed, plus a few more actually. And it's given in small bite-sized chunks, complete with a how-to of fitting it into your busy life. The beauty of a home study program is you can go through the modules at your own pace as you're ready for it. And that's why it's not overwhelming, because I know how it feels to think about adding, just one more thing into your life. And actually, let me just address that for a minute before I move on. Because I know the knee-jerk reaction is to just say like, no way, I'm just way too busy. It's just going to add more stress and whatever, right? But here's the thing. You know you need to make changes and you say, oh, I'm going to do that after, insert your reason for being busy here, right? But what always happens with that? Right? Once that's done, that thing that you think is keeping you so busy is over, it's replaced with some other thing taking up all your time, right? And then you never end up doing anything. And so you just end up feeling worse and worse. And you also have this nagging guilt about it at the back of your mind because you know you're supposed to be doing something, right? Joining this program actually removes that stress, believe it or not, because now you have an implementation plan that you know you can do. You know you're finally doing the right things and that you'll be able to fit them into your life. So now that guilt and the whole, I know I should be doing something is gone. And because you're doing what your body needs, you start feeling better, your energy starts improving, and the weight starts coming off even during the busyness of life, right? So there really is no need to wait. Your life's happening right now, right? The busyness isn't likely to change. So you need the tools to be able to enjoy it now rather than waiting for less busy times, right? When you're feeling great, all the busyness is actually enjoyable instead of being stressful, and you're actually enjoying your life. Hey, there's a fun. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. And obviously that was a total tangent, and I'll get back to things here. So where are we at? Oh yeah, so another valuable part of the program is that you're going to have lifetime membership in the private Facebook group that I have just for my clients. There you can interact with and get support and accountability from me and everyone else in the group that knows exactly what you're doing. Here you can ask your questions, post your challenges to receive support and accountability, celebrate your successes, and share your resources like recipes and exercises and get those and so on. Typical face group forum type thing if you've been part of one. So it's amazing how much better things are when you don't feel alone. And the program on its own is already a game changer, right? I do highly recommend, however, that you take advantage of the opportunity to personalize it to your unique health situation and goals and your busy lifestyle. Even though the information you're going to learn in the program applies to everybody, sometimes you just need a few tweaks to deal with your own specific situation, right? So I want to make sure that you're successful. So I'm allowing you to add one-on-one time with me to this program. Originally, I had it as a standard part of the program because I think it's that important, but I was asked to provide a lower priced option without the one-on-one. So here it is, okay? But I am making myself available to you for 2 coaching sessions that you can use anytime during the program that you feel will help you the most. So either by phone or video conference, we'll talk about your challenges, and I will give you the personalized recommendations that you need to be successful. So take advantage of my specialized training and experience. Everyone's different, so having that personalization just ensures your success. And this coaching package is only available to participants in the High Five program. You can't get it on its own, and you can add it on later. But if you purchase the High Five program and the coaching package together, you'll save almost 30% on the coaching package. So it just makes sense to buy it right now. And so that brings us to the cost. And that's actually the best part, I think. The High Five program is only $197. And with the add-on personalized coaching package, it's only $414. And honestly, that is such a steal for the life-changing information that you're going to be getting. And I actually hate to say that because I know it sounds too good to be true, and it sounds all hypey and whatever, right? And trust me, I'm probably the bigger skeptic than you are. I just can't stress enough how much difference it makes when you have the right information. It's really too bad it's so hard to come by, honestly. It shouldn't be this difficult, you know? I do have lots of testimonials on my website from people just like you that have had great results. So you can go there and check them out. My website is christyrusshealthcoaching.com, and if you scroll to the bottom, you can see them all. You click on it, and it opens the whole page kind of deal with that. But yeah, to find out more about the High Five program and to register for it, just click on the coaching tab at the top of my website page and choose the home study program. You can see the direct link here, obviously, on this slide, and I will put it in the comment section too, so you can just, it's an easy click. And just an FYI for my Canadian friends, since I'm a registered pharmacist, this is an eligible medical expense for tax write-off. And if you have a health spending account, it's a total benefit for that. Also, many benefit plans cover my services directly, so that will make your cost even that much less. Okay, I just want to end with one quick story because it's super relevant for most people. This is one of my clients. She had a few common problems that were really interfering with her life. Okay, she was very overweight.